Okay, today we're making lemon parsley shrimp. I get Kirkland's shrimp, and I don't know if everybody knows the 31 to 40 means the amount of shrimp per pound. So anywhere from 31 to 40 equals a pound. So then naturally, the more shrimp you have, the higher the number, the smaller the shrimp. But of course, it's frozen, so I defrosted it. You just put it in water and it defrosts. The recipe calls for a pound of shrimp, 2 tablespoons margarine. So what I'm doing is I'm doing half of it because I'm cooking the other half that's popping back there. So in place of margarine, I don't have margarine at home. I use butter for everything. Okay, then we need to melt the margarine. While that's melting, all you need is 1/4 of a cup of, when I'm using fish, I use white wine, but for cooking purposes here, I'm using a low sodium, my favorite low sodium chicken broth. This is 1 teaspoon to 1 cup of hot water. Parsley flakes, if you're going to use fresh, you use half the amount of dried. Okay, and lemon juice. I can't cut right now, so I'm using my minced garlic. And lemon pepper seasoning. Now, like I was mentioning before, lemon pepper, you have to be careful because the initial ingredient, if you look at the ingredient list, I picked one up from Costco, and the first ingredient is salt. So instead, I'm using Old Bay lemon herb. And basically, once the butter is melted, then you're adding in your parsley flakes.
So you use half as much fresh and twice as much dry. That seems inverse.
Is it inverse? Because when it's
fresh is much
more
potent.
potent.
Oh, I thought dry because it's dehydrated.
No.
What do I know?
Lemon juice.
Not true. It's a good question.
Very good question. Oops.
Gee, whose initials are on top of that lemon juice?
I wonder whose. Because the cook forgot hers.
So the cameraman.
Jesus Christ. Oh no, June Carpenter.
Alright. Everything goes in the pan after you melt the butter or your margarine. You squish it all together. Get your shrimp. Put your shrimp in here. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to cover the other one. Then you're going to cover it with cellophane. Oops, excuse me.
I tried.
Some people will do anything to get on YouTube.
Yep.
Cover it with plaster wrap. You turn up a corner so it breathes. You're going to stick it in your microwave
That's all
and
right.
put it in for 2 to 3 minutes.
Do you have the sound on, Jim? It sounded telling to get up.
It's amazing.
This one's not quite cooked up yet. I have to stick it back in. Let me stick this one in a little bubble. But that's all there is to that recipe. And like the recipe says, you can use scallops, halibut. Now if you use halibut, the problem I had was the halibut was thin on one side, thick on the other. So instead of putting the whole fillet in, if you cut it up into slices, and when you cover it, the cooking time is going to change. I ended up having to go like almost double because the one end was like that thick. So if it's not white, you know, if you're using halibut and it still looks opaque, it's not quite cooked. So haven't used scallops yet. So, but this is a recipe that you can use for pretty much any of those, and that's why I like this recipe, because it gives you alternates that you can use besides the original.
And what do you serve with this?
I usually serve it with rice pilaf. A lot of my seafoods I do with rice pilaf. Or you could have like rice pilaf beans or couscous. Couscous with
Broccoli would be good with it.
any side dish that you like to eat would be good.
I'd eat it with steamed vegetables.
Steamed vegetables. Actually, Costco also sells the
believe that.
it's the
It's
baby
deep
green
fried.
beans. It's the really thin baby green beans, and it's a huge bag. But you just take that out. I just steamed it in my pot, and then had that with a little bit of butter on it with pepper. Perfect.
Can we have some applause, please?